Hey guys, Kenny here. I'm here to review the 2003 sequel, Too Fast, Too Furious, and I think this has to do with Brian O'Connor, who's now not a police officer anymore, and he goes to see a friend of his. What's his name? Uh, Tej, or Tej Parker, Tej, I think, played by Chris Ludacris Bridges, and he's like this guy who puts on these little. He puts on his own street racing events, and people put bets on them, and whoever wins, they get that person gets money or he gets the money. So, and he meets up with this friend of his, Rome, played by Tyrese Gibson, and Tej and Rome, they come back in the fifth film, and Brian has to try and get Rome because there's this guy he's this corrupt businessman, and him and Rome have to try. They want to take his money because not a he's not a good bit good drug lord is what he is. Um, Not a good guy at all, and because he even also, with the people that work with him or for him, he tends to torture them, and there are these other people that Brian ended up getting to know that I think end up helping him later on in the film to. Oh, and there are these, and then there's this police force that also want him and his friends to try and stop this drug lord. That's basically what the story of Too Fast, Too Furious is, and it's pretty entertaining, I must say. It's not great, because there's not much substance to it, but it's still fun. There's a heck of a lot more streetcar racing or cars in this film than there were in the first one, and it's good. It's not a favorite of mine because I saw it recently, so but it's enjoyable. I think there's this short film that like coincided with it. It was the turbocharged prelude, where it explained about why Brian ended up stopping a police officer, and it goes through this journey of him doing these little street races, getting money, and getting a new car, and him fixing it up, and then it goes to the story of where Too Fast Too Furious begins in Miami, Florida. So that's basically what Too Fast Too Furious is. So I think that's all I have to say. It's a pretty weak film. The performances aren't very good, and the story is pretty not. It's one of the weakest in the series, in my opinion. But still entertaining. It held my interest. So if you didn't like the Fast and the Furious, the first one, I'm sure people are, I think, split on this. Some like it, some hate it. I've heard people say that they're a lot of the people I know. They're some of them kind of like it, but don't really like it. So if this has more streetcar racing in it, so if you're not really into that, I'll say it again, pass on this. But I enjoyed it a little. It's not great, but I was still entertained by it. So I think that's all I have to say. So stay cool and go out to the movies. Bye.